All right, some latest news coming in. Mamata Banerjee's first reaction after sacking Partha. She says, and I'm quoting, that I have relieved Partha Chatterjee from ministry, adding that TMC is a strict and a strong party. That's the word coming in from Didi after taking that action on her own cabinet minister. My colleague Kamalika Sen Gupta is joining us on the broadcast. Kamalika, the statement from Mamata Banerjee on expected lines.
Yeah, she said that she has relieved Partha Chatterjee, and she has said that his party is very strong and very strict. At the same time, she has also said that the game is not simple as it looks, and there are other layers to this game as well. But I don't want to talk about this. So obviously, she is just not able to believe because. Obviously, the people who have seen Trinamool Congress for so many years and Mamata Banerjee herself has stood in the name of honesty. The party is, Mamata Banerjee stays in a very small home. Mamata Banerjee believes in, quote unquote, the Ma Mati Manush, and that's how she has nurtured the party. Probably the party high command still is not believing that this thing can happen and this thing can, somebody like Partha Chatterjee can do it is unbelievable. That's what also is the feel inside the party. Let me tell you, we were talking across various people's, various leaders from the party in the last 48 hours or the last 7 days, all were saying the same thing, that this was something which was very much unexpected. So obviously, since so much of visuals have come up, since so much of money has come up, since so much of pressure is there, definitely they have taken a step, and they will be also taking the step of from the party line too. 5 p.m. The meeting will start in another half an hour. But the thing is that having said everything, having taken a strong decision, somewhere down the line, this feel too is there. That how is this possible?
Okay,
is it something which Partha has done, or is it a conspiracy? So in one way, Trinamool Congress is trying to show that they are strict. They have taken decision. They were looking into the matter for the last 7 days, but when the water just went out, the water level went up. Then they had to take this decision.
Okay, I also want to bring in Shougata Mukhopadhyay into the discussion. Shougata, what Kamalika is pointing out, that is this a complete realization within the party that there's something wrong, or the statement of Mamata Banerjee that the game is not as simple as it looks, there are other layers to this game as well, but I don't want to talk about that. What is it that Didi doesn't want to talk about?
Well, definitely there is this political conspiracy angle that the Trinamool Congress is a section of the Trinamool Congress's top brass have also been hinting at. Especially the old guards of the Trinamool Congress, who have been, pointing at the several political conspiracies that are being hatched on the ground here in Bengal, in the wake of the fact that the BJP has already announced through leaders like Shubhendu Adhikari that after Maharashtra, it's the turn of Rajasthan and Jharkhand, and then the all eyes will be focused on Bengal. So there are conspiracy theories that are doing rounds on the ground in the political circuit of Bengal for many weeks now, especially after the dramatic turn of events in Maharashtra. Having said that, these are only presumptions. Whether Mamata Banerjee was actually hinting at any of those political conspiracies in the statement that she made today, we will never know until she actually speaks her mind.
True.
But the fact remains, and if you look at the timeline of how things have unfolded in the last week or so, the first eye opener was for the party. Obviously, when the Enforcement Directorate unearthed that huge stash of cash from Arpita Mukherjee's Diamond City residence last week, which amounted to close to 22 crore rupees in cash. But what happened after that? The Trinamool Congress maintained a stoic stand that it will not remove Partha Chatterjee or any of the other leaders until they are proven guilty in a court of law, and that is because there was a concrete slight hint from the party's point of view on that day itself that there are other conspiracies that could be involved in this. Now, what happened in between in the next few days that the party took a U-turn and removed Partha Chatterjee from all positions in his cabinet, and as well as there is this strong possibility now that he would be also removed from his position within the party. What happened? Only thing that happened in the meanwhile was the second haul of cash that happened from Arpita Mukherjee's residence in the Belghoria area in Clubtown Heights yesterday. And why did that change the game? Because obviously the perception of the public perception of the scam or the corruption was getting more and more exposed by the day, and that is the kind of political pressure which perhaps no political party can sustain, because the perception comes from the people, and it's the people's perception, it's the people's pressure that the political party has to succumb to, not the perception or the opposition, or the allegation raised by the opposition. As long as it was in the opposition camp, Mamata Banerjee and the Trinamool Congress party was, resisting it by putting up a certain stand. But when the perception began changing in a dramatic way, when more and more such skeletons started tumbling out of cupboard, when another haul took place in another residence, where some 28 crore rupees and gold and ornaments, worth about another 4.5, was discovered by the ED. It then occurred to the public perhaps that this may not be the end of it. There could be more and more and more. And when that happens, and when the party realizes that there is a change of perception on the ground, it is then that it becomes untenable for the party to sustain such a pressure. And that is why perhaps.
Very rightly said, Shogato. You're very right in pointing out that however and how many political caveats any political party may want to offer, but the public perception and what is being perceived on the ground, no smart political party can afford to miss that. I'm going back to Kamalika. Kamalika, we remember those visuals when Mamata Banerjee turned once again into a street fighter when she had to protect the Kolkata Police Commissioner Rajiv Kumar. You also gave a lot of examples of other politicians who have been under the scanner of the central agencies from TMC, and the kind of stand that Didi had taken at that point in time. Despite the political caveats which are being put out, this is a huge departure for the TMC from its earlier position.
See, if we analyze it, it is actually Trinamool Congress is a party which always focuses on what is the need and requirement of people. That time's people's perception and this time people's perception has a difference. Where is the difference? The difference is that 21 crore photo or video that came out. The difference is that 28 crore visual, that 28 crore photo that came out. So, in Sharda, in Narda, whatever happened, the Narda sting, the visual was there, but it was a sting. It was a very much well conspired thing that they could say that point of time. This point of time also, Mamata Banerjee has taken a decision of removing Partha Chatterjee from the ministry. The disciplinary committee, which is about to start, they will be taking the decision. But if you talk inside Trinamool Congress, then 50% of Trinamool Congress will say this, that they just can't believe this, that this can be done by somebody like Partha Chatterjee, who is the Secretary General of the party. So because of that, as Shogato was also pointing out, because of that perception thing, it is not a pressure from, the opposition pressure is there, but the more pressure is about the public perception. So we can't say that Trinamool has changed the stand. Trinamool always follows what people requirement, need and perception is. Now this time the people need people's perception was in a gray area, that what's happening,
and they didn't want to tread on the wrong side. It's always good to have your eyes and ears on the ground, as you're rightly pointing out, Kamalika. Thank you so much for that.